So do you ever feel like you're putting in endless hours and yet the results just do not match the efforts? This is something I used to struggle with too until I discovered the magic of the 80-20 principle. So in today's video, I'll show you how 20% of your efforts can drive 80% of your results, helping you work smarter and not harder. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and here we talk about productivity, creativity, and personal growth, mainly for those with a full-time job and a side hustle or a side project and are really struggling to balance both. So in this video, I will break down 4 simple tips based on the 80-20 principle that will really transform how you manage your time, especially if you're balancing a full-time job with a side hustle. Now, whether it's identifying high-impact tasks or eliminating distractions, these techniques have really helped me gain control over my day. Now, the first one is identifying the critical 20%. The core idea of the 80-20 principle is that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. Now, you have to start pinpointing which tasks make the biggest impact towards you achieving your goals for your side hustle. The one technique that has really helped me identify the 20% specifically for my side project is the one thing strategy. This is a strategy that I use to set goals, and this is basically you focusing on one thing at a time. In order to identify what your one thing is, you simply need to ask yourself the question, what is the thing that if I do this thing is going to make everything else easier or necessary? Sometimes in order for you to identify the 20%, you will need to track your activities. You need to really understand the things that are bringing the biggest results, the biggest impact towards you achieving your goals. The different time tracking tools out there like Rescue Time and Toggle. I have personally used Toggle to track my activities and to really track my time. So I used to do this. I used to track my activities, but that is not something that I do very often anymore. I really do not do that anymore. In my opinion, what is most effective is me blocking out some time at the end of every week to really kind of retrospect on the activities that I did. A common approach, which is more effective in my opinion, is blocking out some time at the end of the day and week to kind of review and reflect on the day's task or the week's tasks. And then you highlight the projects or the activities that really brought in the highest results or brought in the highest value. And this is something that you need to do on a monthly basis or even a yearly basis, where you review, reflect, and retrospect on the activities that really brought you the highest value when it comes to you achieving your goal, whatever that may be. Especially when it comes to your side hustle, you really want to understand, if you have a full-time job and a side hustle, it's very, very important that you understand what activities are bringing you the highest results. In this scenario, you will want to pinpoint what activities are maybe bringing you more sales, or what activities are getting you more engagement, or what activities are bringing you more leads, right? And then you want to double down on that. So dedicate a specific time each week for a task audit. Now go back to the things that you did within the week, and I do talk about how to plan your week in this video right here. So if you do plan your week, all you need to do is just go back to your daily activities throughout the week, right? What are the things that you did? And then you are gonna pinpoint what activities actually brought you the highest value. The second tip to the 80-20 rule is to delegate, automate, or delete. Now, once you have understood and identified your high impact tasks, the next thing you want to do is really set up some time to delegate, to schedule, maybe to automate, or to overall just delete those tasks that are not important and not urgent, not necessary. Outsourcing some of your routine tasks, like maybe scheduling social media posts, some admin tasks, can be very, very helpful and can really free up some time for you to dedicate on the high value, high impact tasks towards your side hustle. There are also other tasks that you can actually automate with tools like Zapier or maybe scheduling apps, right? Like schedule your posts. I think that's what everybody does at this point. But if you are not in a position to maybe delegate or outsource, then you equally want to schedule these tasks, right? Find a dedicated time slot on your calendar to actually schedule these tasks, or better still, if you can, if these things are really, really not important, really, really not pertinent, you want to eliminate altogether, you want to delete. right? Remember that you do have a full-time job and a side hustle and other responsibilities. So the time that you have is really not much. So if you are not in a position to outsource or delegate, you want to double down even more on this 20% of tasks that bring you the highest results, the highest outcome, the highest impact, right? And then just delete the rest and push it in the background. So you really need to understand what you can and cannot do. You need to understand the time that you have, the time that you have realistically to actually dedicate towards your side hustle, right? And then make commitments based on that. Now, if you do have some tasks that you delegate or you automate in your process, or you all together just have decided to delete and not focus on, please share that in the comment section. We'll love to know. Now, the third tip is batching similar tasks all together. Batching similar tasks really helps eliminate context switching and helps you maintain focus, allowing you to complete work in a more effective and efficient way. Now, I realize that once I do batch similar tasks together, I am way more productive, way more efficient, and have way better outcomes. So for example, I do dedicate specific days for content creation, writing emails, right? And other days I do dedicate for maybe video editing and creating graphics, right? So those are the different ways that I kind of put similar tasks together. So depending on what your on-site hustle is, you want to make sure that you're batching similar tasks together so you can really minimize context switching to really stay productive, so you can really get the highest or maximum outcome. Now, grouping the similar tasks, it doesn't only streamline your workflow, but it also reduces like the mental load of trying to switch between different types of work. Go ahead and look at your schedule, right? And if again you have watched this video that talks about how to plan for your week, this is something that you must have already done, right? It's already part of your process, already part of your routine. So just look at your schedule and you want to go ahead and identify like clusters of similar tasks and then schedule them together, right? Do not schedule random tasks at random times, but identify this task and make sure that you are scheduling similar tasks at the same time to maintain focus and to get you the highest outcome possible. So finally, the last tip that will really help you harness the power of the 80-20 principle is your ability to limit distractions and set clear boundaries. Now, this ensures that you're really channeling your energy to that vital 20%. Now, to reduce distractions, you can mute notifications. You can use a do not disturb option on your phone, right? And this just depends on your circumstance, on your situation, right? Depending on how your lifestyle is. You can use all of these different ways to just eliminate distractions when you are focusing on that 20%, when you're doing deep work to focus on that 20%, right? And you can even go as far as like getting away from home, going to a place where you can focus to really avoid distractions. Now, setting clear boundaries between work and even my personal time has really helped me avoid burnout and maintain focus on high impact tasks. So create like a distraction free zone and experiment with blocking out time for deep work, again, which is something that if you do watch this video where I talk about how to plan your week, this is something that you must have already done, right? So if you haven't watched this video, please make sure you watch it. So experiment with blocking out time for deep work and make sure that you're communicating your boundaries with your colleagues, with your family, with your friends, right? So you are able to stay focused during the times that you need to. These 4 tips are going to help you really identify your critical 20% so you are focusing on what is important and what brings you the highest impact. So you can work smarter and not harder, even while you are juggling a full-time job and a side hustle. Try incorporating at least one of these tips into your routine this week and see how it really transforms your productivity. Now, let me know in the comment section which of these tips made the biggest difference for you and which one are you going to implement this week. So if you found these tips helpful, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel for more practical advice on productivity and how you can manage your full-time job and your side project, and share this video with someone who could use a productivity boost this week. Also, do not forget to go to the link in the description box below to download your free guide on how to plan your week effectively for maximum success. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.